Order for higher Lawson TV Pro Max. Nansena Tamale. Teaching hospital. Minister ko pie mo ho. Na ko pie mo ho na chese. Patient tibia. Na I was a rushing to ICU. I say equipments and now baby obada cry den ama patients na ewu. Na Minister for Health. Kwabena minta kando ko pie mo ho. Na the CEO Dr. Adams or teaching same bebre na I am saying nchiri mu no anya minister de ofiri ho an was no yinedi a na say another CEO eba na ho na amanfo bebre susu say we dey na ndc for pe na yin afiri na say omo de omo nipa be hye hodada nti na omo say da pe kwan bi so because enye doctor na ana CEO no fault na the CEO ni see Enti enam so emma doctors ene adwumefo wo Tamale hospital ho nyina e de bufuo saa de omo nkọ adwuma biem na adwuma no mbe kompa yese papa na de achopa chencherenche abanya no nko a ode eniema bi nsoso anaso omo de eniema bi omo hia be ma hospital na di mu atotwa so otimi provide saa eniema nyina na ode apology eba esan reinstate doctor na wo yin adina sa no ma ye adwuma kwabena minta kan do abekasa na so achopa na de wan fama yenko hwe de course ewo hospital ho abra minister ekoya na obi ewu ene omo press release doctors no press release omo de ba bontene ene minta akando ne kasa oba ya na obi ahwese nka ode achopa beba wakasa bebiri ne so achopa de oseda afama yenkoko tiri nyina mra.
Keep watching Mofanto Lawson TV. Keep watching, don't change it. Keep watching, don't change it. Keep watching, don't change it. And one Lawson TV.
The call was made. The 4 vents were in use, so there was no extra vents anywhere to put the patient on. So that was the issue that kind of caused the delay. But all the resuscitation was done here. We called the ICU and they said they didn't have any vents available for the intubation. And at that point, there's really little that you'll be able to do without the intubation. So the patient was being bagged here until the patient could.
So when the patient got here, how many minutes did they get you to assess the patient?
Oh, within 10 minutes, because usually when you score red, you are immediately brought to the red zone. There's no situation where you have to delay. You are pushed straight to red. So as soon as you are tried red, you are brought in there.
And then, when did you communicate with the ICU when they told you they didn't have any vents available?
No, I think immediately we identified that the patient needed to have been intubated. The ICU call was made.
And they said they didn't have anything.
Yes, so there were no available beds.
So if somebody tells you that at the time they got to know that there was a patient like that, there was an available mobile vent, how will you take it as a man in charge here?
I mean, if there was an available mobile vent anytime, we would have used it. We see patients here all the time.
There's a bit of conflict between what you are telling us now and what they are also saying. And so it is either an issue of lack of proper communication or there's a problem somewhere. Either it is an issue of proper communication or negligence or somebody's lying.
I mean, it's a straightforward case. Patient came, assessed, needed to be intubated. There is no vent at the emergency as we speak. There's no functional vent. So the next step is ICU. The call was made to the ICU.
And they said there was no...
They said there was no space.
Yeah,
okay. That was the communication we got.
They heard what Dr. Abu was saying. So we have a mobile vent there. And then they spoke to the ICU team. The time that they came down to assess and then planned to bring the mobile vents down, that was the time that the patient arrested. So he probably had a stroke in addition.
So from this, I do not want to go to... No, go on.
I didn't get the impression that Prof is now created with this narration up there.
But that's
that
fine.
Is why I made
Let's leave it there.
I made the point that it may be negligence. because clearly
That's fine.
if there was a mobile vent there at the ICU, maybe they could
If the communication was done at the right time and there was available mobile vent, let's leave it at that. So let's leave it at that.
Come again?
how often do you get similar cases?
Occasionally it does happen.
That's what you should
Yes,
highlight.
occasionally it does happen. I think the way forward is for us to have the vents available at the emergency. And then this wouldn't have even happened because we could have intubated the patient without needing
So
to
I
call
said,
us.
what I'm going to say, I said it when I went up there at the ICU. You know, how you handle patients, even if the unfortunate happens, it gives them some kind of comfort. Okay? If the patient is brought, and you are looking for a certain approach, and you've not gotten it. And then,
No, not to come in. But you see, if that communication wasn't done, whoever is making a case out of it wouldn't have even known. Because we make it a point, before we intubate the patient, the family must be informed that this is the next step that is needed. So there's no way somebody would have said that appropriate counseling wasn't done. Then how did we arrive at that point and we called the ICU? So that communication has been done. I don't know what's making the issue blow out of proportion, but there's no circumstances under which a patient will come, need intubation. Intubation, you need consent before you intubate. So there's no way we wouldn't have communicated with the patient relative. That was done. And we try as much as possible to discuss the prognosis of patients with patient relatives the moment they come, especially for the red zone, which we all know is high dependency. But I think the solution to this is simple. If there were available ventilators here, then we would have intubated the patients, and then this issue wouldn't have even sprung up. That's what I think. Because we have the capacity to have intubated the patient.
yeah, we all
within the
know
emergency.
the ideal situation, and we all know what must be done
Yes.
to solve the problem. But that doesn't mean that until we have the ideal situation, we should not be able to manage the
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
You understand?
I
So that
agree.
is why you are here. We don't have it here, but we have it at the ICU.
Yes.
The fact that we don't have it here doesn't mean that
And
if
that-
there's
and that-
if
yes,
there's an issue, your defense is that because we don't have it here, until we have it here,
No,
I mean nobody.
it's not a
So
defense.
don't put up that posture.
No, it's not a
Please,
defense.
please, please,
I'm also trying.
Don't put up that posture.
Yes.
Don't put up that posture. I'm telling you something that you are insisting and resisting. Huh? Please.
If we have to resolve the problem, we have to be honest.
I'm saying
You
that I've
understand?
told you.
Because I also stated that.
How you treat the person?
You should let him know. Even from the minister, can you imagine what you do with the common person?
I'm trying to explain.
He's doing worse things here. It means that you're doing worse things here. I'm even with your superiors. Look at how you are arguing.
There's a problem. There's a problem here.
So if a commoner comes here, can you
There's a
imagine what
problem.
you
How can somebody talk to this man here? How will he be able to communicate with you here?
Student comes here, how could he deal with
There's
it?
a problem.
Yes, our colleagues in the teaching hospital have met, as I said, and they have put out a statement. Clearly,
Well, what does he say?
well, we are aligning with what Dr. Kwame Sapon-Siedu said.
Let me read it to my audience. What the statement says. So this is coming from. It's a press release.
Yes.
Doctors Association of Tamale Teaching Hospital, and they say, and this is copied to the Minister of Health, too. They say, one, following our earlier press release today, the Doctors Association of Tamale Teaching Hospital, they held an emergency General Assembly meeting at 12 noon, and the outcome of this meeting is as below. And that will immediate effect all members of the Doctors Association of Tamale Teaching Hospital have proceeded on an indefinite suspension of all emergency and outpatient services, general OPD, antenatal clinic, specialist clinic, and pediatric OPD as well. So that is a key thing. That is a key thing. And this is important because for those who are watching in Tamale, you want to go to the Tamale Teaching Hospital tomorrow, this is information for you to plan alternatives. That with immediate effect, all members of the the Doctors Association of the Tamale Teaching Hospital have proceeded on indefinite suspension of all emergency and outpatient services. Inpatient care shall continue for our clients currently on admission until they are safely discharged from the hospital. And these are their demands. Unqualified apologies from the Minister of Health and the Member of Parliament for Tamale North constituency should be rendered to Dr. Valentine Akupa, right? All doctors of the Tamale Teaching Hospital and staff of the Accident and Emergency Department. Who is Valentine Akupa?
He's a consultant at the teaching hospital who acts as a head of the emergency unit.
Okay, so that's the man we saw.
Yes.
The minister walked up to him and had that exchange.
Yes.
Okay, so that's him. Good. Second, we shall resume provision of emergency and outpatient services after we receive appropriate apologies. Third, the management of the hospital shall ensure that the following are available in the short term for us to work effectively. A, constant flow of water through the taps for clinical work. B, stable electricity supply in the hospital. C, constant supply of oxygen. D, provision of consumable items such as gloves, gauze, cotton, face masks, cannulae,
yes.
Sutures, syringes, disinfectants, glucometer strips, plaster. They don't have this?
It's short sometimes.
I see. E, constant supply of reagents to ensure continuous availability of essential laboratory tests within a hospital. They don't have that? 100 continuous vital signs monitoring devices for all high dependency units in the hospital. 4 ventilators at the Accident and Emergency Department. 4 ventilators at the Intensive Care Unit. 2 ventilators at the Pediatric Emergency Ward. 2 ventilators at the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. 2 ventilators at the Maternal Intensive Care Unit. 2 transport ventilators. 2 transport incubators at the Obstetrics and Gynecology Department. Service and repair of the 1,000 liter autoclave machines at the CCSSD. Now it says that in the medium term, the following must be provided to facilitate our work. An MRI scan machine that does not use helium, a CT scan machine that has an infusion pump, a mammography machine, a fluoroscopy machine, okay, a C-arm machine at the main theater, ABC machines in all intensive care units, and 2 mobile X-ray machines. 5, the Doctors Association of Tamale Teaching Hospital will continue to engage management to ensure that the aforementioned in points 3 and 4 are available for health delivery. We shall advise ourselves if there is failure to achieve the above within the shortest possible time, that should any of our members feel threatened at any point in the provisional service within the hospital, they shall immediately remove themselves from such hostile environment for their safety. And then lastly, he says that all media houses that release false and biased reportage of the incident at the Tamale Teaching Hospital accident and emergency during the health minister's visit should render apologies to the Doctors Association at the hospital on their platforms. The Doctors Association shall not engage these media houses until this is done. I hope Joy News is not one of them because we didn't report false information. So that is from the doctors at the Tamale Teaching Hospital. All you need to know as a patient planning to go to the Tamale Teaching Hospital tomorrow is that the doctors there have, with immediate effect, have suspended all emergency and outpatient services. And the Dinner Secretary is here. You support this? You back this?
Yes, I think this aligns very clearly with what Dr. Kwame Sapon-Siedu talked about. And many other actors on social media have said that GMA and doctors don't go on strike for equipment, for other things. Now, we don't want our doctors working and putting themselves in medical legal risk harm because they are doing things to help mitigate the fact that this is not there. There's no mammogram, you are examining, trying to use your clinical skills. And then somebody will tell you that you don't even know what you are doing. And so they are demanding what they need to work. And in fact, the people there should be rejoicing because they are demanding the right equipment to help attend to them. I expect them to support the doctors to get these things, not for themselves. The doctors are not going to take these things home.
But this is all services within the fact. All services within the fact.
Well,
emergencies. People will die tomorrow.
They didn't even have pediatric. Of course, we play God on a daily basis, in the sense that there are 4 incubators, ventilators. It is not as if the ventilator sits there and it's a luxury machine. When you are going on a ventilator, it means you can't breathe for yourself. A machine has to breathe for you. So if there are 4 people there and somebody else comes, it is the doctor now is torn between what am I doing? Is this person a little bit better? Can I move this person off the machine? How do we sterilize this? The gap between that before putting somebody. So these things they are demanding, of course, is to help their work, to serve the people better, like we are saying, and the fact that they are demanding now for things to help them work. Fortunately, this is not salary, this is nothing. This is to help serve the people better.
Please, that for the past 2-3 days, I have been speaking to stakeholders in this sector. And please, it isn't everything we can put out there as leaders. I am prepared for us to come around the table and discuss whatever we need to discuss. And so my humble appeal to my wonderful medical doctors and health professionals at HealthMinister Teaching Hospital is that I am the first person to take care of your interest. Therefore, let's call off the strike and let's all regroup and strategize going forward. There are some of the things we can easily do with our internally generated funds. Please, let's confront the issues as they are. It is just not sustainable for government to keep donating equipment to health facilities, and at the end of the day, when the equipment are obsolete, we run back to government for money to either maintain or to replace this equipment. Once at least, even if we are not charging the requisite fees, we generate something small out of these machines. What happens to the money? There must be a new direction. And we all group together and think through it. Maybe I'm looking at it from a different direction. We'll share ideas. Let's pursue the interests of the ordinary Ghanaian. I thank you.
Honorable, you are appealing that they call off the strike.
Please, hold on. The message is clear. I'm sure if we want to open up for questions,